All right, so section 3.6 here, observational studies and experiments. So if you remember, we did talk about this stuff in section 3.1, what the difference between these two were. And we're going to really focus on experiments, right? Because experiments are where we get that whole cause and effect relationship to come out. And again, a lot of times that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, does something cause something, that kind of thing. All right, so be aware of that. All right. So, first thing here, unfortunately, observational studies make it difficult to identify cause and effect relationships. Again, that's why we choose experiments, right? And the reason that it makes it difficult is because this idea of confounding. Now, this is an interesting idea, so pay attention. This confounding occurs when two variables are associated in such a way that their effects on a response variable cannot be distinguished from each other. So again, you have to think about, okay, are there two explanatory variables that are kind of like, intermingled, such that when you get these responses from your uh, individuals in your study, um, can we distinguish between, you know, the explanatory variables, right? So, again, this is why observational studies cannot definitively show cause and effect because of this idea of confounding. All right. So, again, in this note down here, to try to identify confounding, think about other variables associated with the explanatory variable that might cause a change in the response variable. And again, sometimes this stuff, it seems like it comes out from left field, like it's out there. But again, you're just trying to make it related or associated to the current explanatory variable. All right. This idea of confounding. Okay. Um, so let's talk. Okay, example one. Can ADHD be linked to mothers who smoke? In a study of more than 4,700 children, research from Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center found that those children whose mothers smoked during pregnancy were more than twice as likely to develop ADHD as children whose mothers did not smoke. Based on this study, is it reasonable to conclude that a mother smoking during pregnancy causes an increase in the risk of ADHD in her children? Explain. So again, we have to be careful with this word causes, right? This is a very, very meaningful word. So this is just an observational study. We did not impose any treatments on anybody, so it's not an experiment. So our response is something like this. We're going to say no. Although smoking during pregnancy may increase the risk of ADHD in children it is possible that mothers who smoked during pregnancy, during pregnancy were also more likely to and again, here's where you can be a little judgmental, I guess, right? So again, smoking is not the best thing to do in general. I know it's an addiction that's hard to break, but again, so what else could these mothers have done to, increase the risk of ADHD? Well, to me, smoking is not a healthy choice. So another unhealthy choice is to have an unhealthy diet. We're also more likely to have unhealthy diets. And again, you can make this up. I remember last year, I think people talked about having like a drinking problem, maybe, you know. Um, so again, not to be too judgmental, right? This is like the PG rated associated variable. So unhealthy diets. So then we just say something like perhaps it was the unhealthy diet that caused the increase in ADHD risk. not smoking. And so again, this is to illustrate confounding, right? So we do have one variable, smoking during pregnancy, but take another unhealthy choice, like making an unhealthy choice with food. Maybe that could have also caused, the increase. All right. So again, just be aware that in observational studies, we cannot definitively say cause and effect and explain it in such a way. All right, that's objective one. Objective two is coming up next.